Okay, so what is searching? Searching is basically finding the position of an element in a list is called as searching. What is searching? Searching is finding the position of an element in the list, okay, in the tuple, in the dictionary, or whatever it is. We call it as a search. And there are three types of search. One is called the linear search, binary search, and one more is going to be the search by hashing technique. Okay, so we'll just continue with the next slide. So that's going to be a linear search. And of course, this chapter is all about the search only and how exactly it works. So we'll just take up one at a time. Okay, one at a time. So we'll just understand what is a linear search. So linear search is basically the simplest search. Let's take an example. So I'm going to take a number 5, 7, 8, 2, 4, some random numbers I'm taking, and I'll ask you to find out whether an element 8 is present or not. Okay, you're supposed to find out 8 is present or not in this given list. So what do? Very simple. You just look at the number one at a time. Okay, so 4, 5, 7, and then 8. Which is seen 8. It is there. That's what you did, no? So whatever the way we are finding out the element, it's going to be the simplest way of searching, right? That itself is the linear search. What is linear search? A linear search is the simplest searching technique of all the searching among all the searching techniques. Here, we're going to traverse each and every element one after the other. I'm going to traverse each and every element one after the other and keep comparing the elements. How did we do? Is 4 equal to 8? Is 5 equal to 8? Is 7 equal to 8? 8 is equal to 8. Yes, the element is found. That's what you did. So that is what a linear search is all about. And linear search is also called what? Is also called sequential search. Sequential means what? One after the other only, right? It is also called as serial search. Is the point clear? And here, it is especially useful if we have small data set, or we can say that if it's unordered collection, elements are not ordered. If it's ordered, unordered, whatever the case, definitely linear search is going to be the best case and the simplest searching technique. So we'll just learn the algorithm also based on this searching technique. So we have a binary search. So first we'll understand what is linear search, the algorithm, how it works, and then we'll go for the binary search. Okay, so what do we have here? So linear search, I've taken some numbers also, some 3 different lists we have. So we'll just take the first list here. So what is that list? 8 minus 4. I think you're able to see this entire number set. So we have 8 minus 4, 7, 17, 0, 2, and 19 we have. Okay, and you're supposed to search 17. So what is that? The key element is going to be the 17. Search element, specific element, key element is the element to be searched. Very simple. I'm supposed to search 17. So how do you do it? Very simple. Linear search is what you have to traverse from the beginning till the end. From the beginning means what? You know that list always starts from the index 0. So whatever the number I'm writing now is going to be the index 0, 1 and 2. So this is going to be 3 and this is 4 and this is 5 and this is going to be the 6. Okay, totally 7 elements and index starting from 0 to n minus 1, 0 to 7 minus 1, that is 6. So I'm supposed to compare whatever I did, no? So now I need to write an algorithm for that. So we have to start from I, index I equal to 0. So let me take I and then I have to compare till where? From here till here I have to compare. No, here means what? Till the end of the element. End of the element means what? It is given as index n. That means I should be less than or equal to n. So what I have to do in each case? In each case, I have to compare. Is it equal? Is it equal? Is it equal? So I have to compare. So comparison is done here. That means instead of num list, you can just observe from the beginning of my lecture, wherever the list name is taken as num list, I'm just taking it, keeping it very simple as L for list. Okay, I'm just keeping it very simple, L. Okay, L of I is the index here, equal to key. Hope you know the difference between equal to and equal to equal to. In algorithm, that's fine if I write equal to also. But in the code, it should be equal to equal to. Since you should not have any confusion, I'm just writing as equal to equal to. Okay, and after that, what we have to do? So after that, I just have to increment yi. I is equals to I plus 1. Okay, let me just check out now. So what is it? It's going to be 0 now. 0 is less than or equal to 7. Definitely, yes, it satisfies the condition. What is L of 0? L of 0 is nothing but 8. Okay, 8 equal to 17. Definitely not. So increment the value of I. So element, if it is I'll say it is not equal. Or else I'll continue, else increment the value of I. I is nothing but the index. Increment the value of I. I've just incremented. So go for the next. 1 less than or equal to 7. Yes, it satisfies the condition. What is L of 1? L of 1 is nothing but equal to what? Minus 4. Minus 4 equal to 17. Definitely not. Increment the value. So here I'm incremented by 1 and this is incremented by 2. That means incremented not by 2. That means 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. That's. Okay, so let's just go for the next. 2. 2 is less than or equal to 7. Yes, it satisfies the condition. What is L of 2? L of 2 is 7. 7 equal to 17. No, it does not satisfy the condition. It does not satisfy the condition. Go for the else part, increment the value of index. That is 3. Is 3 less than or equal to 17? Yes, it satisfies the condition. L of 3 is what? 17 equal to 17. Yes. That's what we want. Element is 17. Yes, we found. Yes, we found. Element founded position what? It is found at position 3. Will we say as 3? In normal users, what will they say? They say that element 17 is present in 1, 2, 3, 4th position. So we'll just increment the value of index. Index plus 1. Here in this case, I plus 1. We'll just come out of it. We'll just break. How do you come out of this? In case of code, we'll write break. Come out of this loop and this just come out of the loop. Automatically, it just comes out. Okay, if it does not satisfy this condition, we'll go for unsuccessful search. Okay, we just have to come out of the whole loop only. And we just have to say that element found at position and come out of the program itself. That is very, very important. Anyway, it is going to be an algorithm. You need not have to worry. Just write stop here and come out. Clear? So that's about linear search. So we'll just take another example also here. So we have another example here, 8 minus 4, 7, 0, 2 and 19, 17. So I need to find out 17. So in this case, what are the number of, okay, in this case, how many iterations we require? In this case, we need totally 4 iterations. Ma'am, how 4? 3 only. We started from 0, no? So 4 iterations. Iteration 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 iterations. In this case, if I want to search 17, how many iterations I needed? I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 iterations means n iterations I needed. 17 is at the end, no. So n iterations I needed. So what about in this case? In this case, I'm supposed to find out 17 now. The best case. It is present in the first element itself. In the first location itself, 17 is the best case. The best case. Isn't it? So this is about the linear search. Okay, we'll go for the next searching technique that's called binary search. A beautiful searching technique. So what is this binary search? Binary search. Before we understand binary search, we'll just take an example now. Okay, see now what is the problem with linear search? The problem with linear search is, for example, 17 was at the end. 17 was at the end. I'm supposed to find out, okay, till n. Till n comparisons, n iterations, I have to find out. If it is not there also till n iterations, I have to find out. In the other case, I want to reduce the number of iterations even though 17 is here, even though 19 is here, any element is at the end, last position also, even though if it is at the last position also, I need to reduce the time. How to reduce the time for processing? Need to reduce the number of iterations. How to reduce the number of iterations? Is there any method of searching technique wherein that can be reduced? Yes, we have different techniques. That is what we will be studying now. So why other searching? Because it is taking more time. Since the element is at the end, you are taking more time. I don't want that. search it taking less amount of time, right? So we can't wait, right? So we need to go for the next searching technique. Let's consider that I will give you a dictionary. I'll give you a dictionary and I will ask you to search a word called zeal. Okay? Do you have the zeal to work a computer science examination to get 100 out of 100? And what 100? We are not writing practical exam. Okay, 70 out of 70. Okay, so the best, whatever you've acquired the knowledge, whatever the wisdom you've acquired it, you want to give your best. Yes, definitely yes. Okay, so I'll ask you to find out the meaning of the word zeal we know it. That's fine, you listen to me. Okay, zeal you're supposed to find out in the dictionary. What will you do? Will you start from the beginning of the chapter till beginning of the dictionary till the end? What is my question? My question is, I'm asking you to find out the meaning of the word zeal in the dictionary. Will you start searching the meaning of the dictionary from the beginning of the page, from the first page? No. You will directly go to, for example, if the dictionary is of let's consider it's going to be of 500 pages. You will directly go for 490 page or 498 page or 495. You will try to find out, no? Similarly, I'll ask you to find out the meaning of the word called anxiety. Do we need to have anxiety? Everyone is having anxiety while writing the exam. Everyone. No, ma'am, I don't have. Okay, but we'll have some tension, some stress and all, no? We should not have. So we should not have anxiety. Why does anxiety will come? For that reason, we will know the meaning of this anxiety in the dictionary. Will you start searching the meaning of this anxiety from the end? And A is in the beginning only. Why will I go there? Definitely no. You will start from A only. Z means you will directly jump to 419 and 495 page. You will jump. A means in the beginning only. I did not have to find, go to the end. It is in the beginning only. For example, I need to find out the meaning of the word called meditation. Everyone is telling do meditation, your stress will be released. Meditation, what is exactly meditation? Is it like just, keeping your eyes closed and then, just listening to that music? Okay, not deviation. So we'll just go for meditation word. Meditation is in the middle. That's what I meant, right? So it's very clear that we know where to find. Since it's alphabetically arranged, since it is ordered, we will be able to find out the meaning of the words quickly when compared to find the meaning of the word if it is just randomly placed. If the meaning of the word is randomly placed, how do you search? It's very difficult, right? So here also, this binary search basically works for the sorted elements. It basically works only for the sorted elements. It applies even for the, strings also, even for numbers also. It applies only for the sorted elements, either in ascending order or descending order. But we have taken the algorithm only for the ascending order. So let's understand how exactly the binary search works. So I've just taken some example here, 2, 3, 5, 7, some numbers is there, some 15 numbers. It is there in the textbook also. I think it is very helpful if I take this example. That's why I'm taking this huge numbers here. So, what exactly? So whatever the example I gave, it is the same thing. That means you're supposed to find out the meaning of the word zeal, just go to the end. Meaning of the word anxiety, come in the beginning only. A only it is, N it is in the middle. So similarly here, binary search works based on the boundary method. You're fixing a boundary and searching. You're fixing a boundary and you're searching. Let's consider a very simple example. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it a number like 10, 20, 30 and 40. Okay, I'm just taking some simple numbers. So I'll just ask you to find out. Okay, I'll just ask you to find out whether number 30 is present or not. 30 is present means linear search one after the other. I don't want that method. 50 means it will take 5 iterations. I don't want. Now, I'm supposed to search binaries and search the 30 element in using binary search. Means just find out the middle element. Okay, then it is there only. So for example, this is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is the middle element? 0 plus 4 by 2. It's 2. Element is found. I want to find out 10. Will you have to search in this part of the list? Here, this side, left side. Yes, 30 we searched, it is not. Now search element is 10, let's consider. If you have to search 10 means 30 it is more only. Search element is less. I have to search in this part. Boundary is fixed from here to here. Initially the boundary was from here to here, the entire. Then later I just made it, I divided it from here to here only. 10 is from the left side. After search 50 or 60, then I have to go in this part. I have to go in this part. We fix a boundary and then work. We fix a boundary and work. Is the point here? Very simple. That's what they have given here. So here you have to fix the boundary means you need to have the first value, or else I can call it as an index as beginning, end, and then mid. Here they've taken as first, last, and then the mid. This is the first index. It is 0. It is going to be the last index. Last index is equals to n minus 1. That is going to be 4. And always your element should be first less than or equal to last. It should always be within this boundary. No, it cannot be present in somewhere there. It should be in this boundary only. First, it should be less than or equal to last. That is the case. Clear? Now, every time what you have to do, keep finding the mid element. Keep finding the middle element. How will you find out the mid element? Mid element is find out by using the step called what? I'm going to find out the one in a minute. So I'm just going to find out the mid element by using this formula, first plus last by 2, beginning plus n by 2. That's going to be this. That's what I did. 0 plus 4 by 2 index. After that, you check it. You compare it. Is my L of mid equal to key? Is it 30 equal to key? Yes, it is true. Then what we will do? So we'll just say that element is found at position mid only. We will say 2. But normal users understand third position. That's why it is mid plus 1. What if it is not true? What if it is not true? Either it should be less than, 10 is less than the mid value, or it can be greater than the mid value. What if it, okay, what I'm doing? Okay, what if it is less than L of mid? That means I have to change this part. This is fixed. This is fixed means what? First is fixed. The beginning is fixed. End I have to change. What I have to change? End at the last I have to change. It is changed from here to here. What is this? This is nothing but mid minus 1. What is this? If the element is going to be search element is less, you make the last as mid minus 1. From here to here, change the last as mid minus 1. What if the element is greater? 50 you have to search. Then you change this because this is fixed. This is fixed. Change this. Change this. I have to search from here to here. 30 I have found out 30 is not equal. Now I have to go for 50. 30 I found out the mid value. It is not equal to 50. I then have to search from this part of the array, this part of the list. This is fixed. This I have to change. Change what? Change the first. First to what? Mid plus 1. Change it to mid plus 1. Change it to mid plus 1. That is important. That's all the algorithm is all about. And why is it called as a binary search? We'll understand that. So we'll just take up 1 minute. Just give me some time. Okay, so I'm just taking it here. Okay, these elements only. I'm going to write the index also because that is very important. Okay, so we will write what is first. I'm just writing first and LA as last. Okay, let me write LAST only because L is there as the list. Okay, then F is less than or equal to last. And then we have mid here. I have mid. And then what is L of mid equal to key? And what if key is less than L of mid? Okay, similarly, the other case, key will be greater than L of mid. These are the different cases we may come across. Okay, right now, what are the search element? I just have to search the element 2. See, let's consider that I want to search 7. Okay, let me take the search element as 17. I want to search. So how do we proceed? How do we proceed? The first iteration, in this case, the first iteration is what? Iteration 1. This is iteration. This is iteration. Iteration 1. First is going to be 0. This is 0. This is first and this is going to be the last. What is last? It is 14. 0 is less than or equal to 14. Satisfy the condition. What is mid? Mid is equals to 0 plus 14 by 2. 0 plus 14 by 2. 7. L of 7 equal to 17. Yes, L of 7 equal to 17. If the search element is 17, definitely find out. You just say that it is found out. I'm going to stop it. Yes, I found out. Stop it. You come out and say that element is found at 7 plus 1, that is 8th element it is found. 8th location it is found. Okay, we'll take the other case now. We'll take the other case. What is the other case? Please understand next what I'm trying to tell you is why it is considered as binary search. To teach you that, I have to tell you along with the explanation. We'll just take the search element now as 2. This is the search element. Okay, key element. Okay, I'm just taking the key element as 2 now. I've changed this to 2. Is 17 equal to 2? Definitely it does not satisfy the condition. I'll just shift it now. Is my key element less? Yes, key element is this side. It is this side. What I have to change now? Then I have to search from only from here to here only. I have to search from only from here to here. Only from here to here. This is the boundary. This is the first, this is the last. Change the last to what? Mid minus 1. What is last? Last is equal to mid minus 1. Mid is what? Mid is going to be 7 minus 1. That is last is equals to 6. Clear? Now we'll come back. Second iteration. What is first? First is equals to retain as it is because I'm just searching this only. 6. So 0 is less than or equal to 6. Satisfy the condition. 0 plus 6 by 2. 3 by 2 it is 3. L of 3. What is L of 3? L of 3 is 7. 7 equal to 2. It is not satisfying the condition. So L of 3 is 7. 7 equal to 2. It does not satisfy the condition. What we will do, I'm just going to write it as what? Check the condition. Is 2 less than 7? Yes, it is less than 7. Right? I'm just checking is key element is 2. Key less than L of mid. Then L of mid is 7 only. No, 2 is less than 7. Yes, what I have to change? I have to change the last. Last will be equal to what? Last is equal to mid minus 1. 3 minus 1. What is 3 minus 1? L is equals to 2 now. Then I have to search from, I searched from here, I was searching from here to here, then I shifted to this. Then I shifted to this. Okay. Then I need to search, I searched this. Okay, 0 to, okay, this is my mid. Okay. So, sorry, this is mid now. Mid is equals to what? Okay, I think I made a mistake. 1 minute. Last will be equal to what? Last will be equal to, I have to change. Okay, I have to restrict my change. Okay, 3 does not satisfy the condition. Definitely key is less. When the key is less, definitely last is equal to mid minus 1. What is last? Last is equals to, let me write again. See here, mid is what? 3 minus 1. I have written correctly only. Last is equals to 2. Okay, 2. Last is equals to 2. That means to say, I have to search from here to here because 7 was not at all equal. It is less. I have to search from here to here only now. Again, you calculate the value of mid now. Third iteration, 0. Last is 2 now. Okay, 0 is less than or equal to 2. It satisfies the condition. 0 plus 2 by 2. 2 by 2 is what? 1 only. What is L of 1? L of 1 is equal to 2. L of 1 is equals to what? 3. Is it 3 equal to 2? It does not satisfy the condition. 2 is still less than 3. 2 is less than 3. Then I have to restrict my search from here to here. We'll see the last. Last is equals to what? This mid minus 1. What is mid now? I've just found out what 1 minus 1, that is equals to last equals to 0. They come here. Fourth iteration, 0. Last is 1, 0 only. 0 is less than or equal to 0, it satisfies the condition. So now 0 plus 0 by 2. What is 0 plus 0 by 2? 0 only. I've got the mid as 0. L of 0 equal to 2. L of 0 equal to 2. Yes, L of 0 equal to 2. 2 equal to 2 satisfies the condition. We have got it. Just say that element is found at 0th position, or we may say that 0 plus 1 is found in the first position. Is the point clear? See here, every comparison is telling you, I'll just show you this part. See 7, 3, 1, 0. Just see this, 7, 3, 1, 0. Every comparison gives you information about the part of the list where the key element can be found in the search area. What I'm trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you that every comparison, whatever I'm comparing, every comparison gives you information about the part of the list where key element can be found in the search area. It's given to give you information. That means, is it in this part? Is it in this part? So initially it was this up to search from 0 to 15, 0 to 14, sorry. Then it reduces to 0 to 7. Okay, from 0 to 14 to 0 to 7, from 0 to 7 to 0 to 3, 0 to 3 to 0 to 1, then it is 0. That means every unsuccessful comparison reduces the number of elements to be compared by half. 14, 7, 3, 1. Reduce only, no? Every unsuccessful comparison reduces the number of elements to be compared by half. That's why it is considered as binary search. Binary means 2 only, no? 2. Reduces the number of elements to be compared by half after every unsuccessful comparison. That's why it is called as binary search. Yeah? So we'll just go for the next.
Yep.
So what are the different applications we have? We have searching in dictionary, telephone directory, indexing in database, implementing routing tables, and data compression code, etc. Okay, so next what we have is searching by hashing. Searching by hashing. So I don't want the number of elements to be compared. For example, I want to search 2 in the previous case. Of course, I took 4 comparisons. See, in linear search, it was just 1 comparison. If you consider the same thing, linear search, if you want to find out the value of 2 means, it will just give 1 comparison. 1 iteration only. If I have to do here, then it will take 15 iterations in case of linear search. In case of binary search, definitely it reduces. Definitely it reduces. I think definitely it is going to be 4 comparisons only. 4 iterations only I need it. Similarly, I don't want so many comparisons also. I wanted the element to be searched in one simple technique, one comparison only I want. I don't want to keep on comparing. I want in one step. That is what hashing technique. So what is hashing technique? Checking the presence of an element with just one comparison by storing the element in the predefined index. You store the element in such a way that you know the index already where you're storing. Find out, calculate that index first. In one statement, you can calculate the index and then start comparing. With one comparison, you will be able to find out. Is the point clear? That is what you mean by hashing technique. Checking the presence of a key in a list using just one comparison by storing element at a specific index position, calculated using an hashing function. There will be a certain hashing function. Using that hashing function itself, you will be able to calculate the value of the index where the element has to be stored. Is the point clear? So, we'll just see here, we have certain elements, find out we'll just see this and then come back to that. And how do you find out the hash? How do you find out what I can tell you? Calculate the index position using hash function. There should be some function which will calculate the index value. So how will it find out? Then what exactly does hash function? How will it calculate? There are different methods. One simple method is using a reminder method. How is it done? Element modulus size of hash table. Element modulus Modulus gives you the reminder. For example, I have an element here. I have an element as 34. 34 modulus hash table. Let's consider I have a table where I have to store all these elements in one table so that in one comparison I'll be able to find out. I'm going to find out using a hash table with what do you want to find out? Hash table size is what? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Whatever you want, you can take the hash table. The way you want, you can take it according to your requirement, you can take it. Okay, I want to take 10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, whatever you want, you can take it. Okay, I've just taken 10 for the simplicity's sake. 34 modulus 10. Okay, so 34 modulus 10 gives you what? 4. This 34 will be stored in the 4 index. And 16 will be stored in the index. 16 modulus 10 is what? 6. This 16 will be stored in 6. This will be stored in 2, 3, 0, 7, 1. Like this, the respective list elements will be stored in the index found out by the hash function. Is the point clear? So that means we have a separate hash table here. So in this hash table, I have an index like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then 7 will consider. So 0, nothing, 0, 80 I will store. 1, where is the index? 151 I'm going to store. 2, I have 2 only. 3, what is it? 93 I have to store. 4, 34 I have to store. 5, nothing is there. And 6, something is there. 6, we have 16. And I have 77. This table is called hash table. When is it only this much? I will have till 10, 8, 9, 10 because I've taken the hash table as 10. It can be more than this list table also. It can be anything also. That's what I told you. Is the point clear? Then how will you? This is called the hash table. This hash table will help you in finding it out. First, calculate the index of that. Calculate the index of that particular element. As soon as you get the element, calculate the index. So what is the index of this 80? What is the index? Index is going to be 0. Then if it is 0, it has got 0. Then you say it is going to be in its point. Find out if the position is going to be 0. We have 34. Then the index is going to be 4. 34, the index is 4. 93. Then it is the index is 3. Because the reminder, and everything is fine. What if I have a number like, what if I have a number? So what is this number? Right now my number is going to be 34. I have similar number like 14. 14 and 34, the remainder will give 4 only. No, ma'am, what is this case called? It leads to collision. It just leads to collision. It leads to collision. So if you have an element producing the same index, that leads to collision. Okay, that leads to collision. Then when you have a collision, find out a solution for that. How do we handle that? A mechanism to overcome this collision is known as collision resolution. Is known as collision resolution. Very simple. Mechanism to overcome this collision is called as collision resolution. Okay, these terms you have to remember. And similarly, we have perfect hash function. Each and every element in the list, if it is having a unique index value, each and every element in the list is having a unique index value, that function is known as perfect hash function. That function is known as perfect hash function in this case. So everything is unique only, it becomes a perfect hash function. It may vary. For example, if I add for this list, if I had 14, then it is not a perfect hash function. It is not a perfect hash function. Is the point clear? Understood? Very simple. Very simple. Just with one comparison, I'll be able to find out whether the element is there or not. That's such a simple technique as well. Clear? So that's what I told you, collision resolution and perfect hash function. And hash table is what? It's basically a list only wherein you're going to store the list elements at the corresponding index value produced by the hash function.